Hi everyone, this is Tess from Texas, and I'm here today to help you make a decision on whether you want to start your own booth in an antique mall. I've had a booth in an antique mall for about 5 years, and I want to share with you the basics of having your own booth, hopefully to help give you some information in making that decision. Okay, the basics. Antique malls are usually owned by someone and they rent out booth space to multiple vendors. So when you're shopping in an antique mall, you'll notice there's several different booths and each small area is rented and stocked by individual vendors. This gives a lot of variety and different merchandise for people to shop from and really helps make antique malls successful. When you rent a space in an antique mall, you usually pay a certain amount per square foot. For example, I pay $1.15 per square foot. As an example, if you had a 10-foot by 10-foot booth space, it would end up being $115 a month for that space. Not all malls charge the same. That is just what mine charges in my area. You can also rent out other spaces such as wall space or showcase space, but of course you're very limited in what you can put in those spaces. On a wall space, mainly pictures or things that can hang, and of course in a showcase, you might be able to sell coins or jewelry or some more valuable things that would be displayed better and can be locked up. If you're just getting started, it would be wise not to commit to a lease on a booth space. Most antique malls do not require a lease. Most are month to month, but I do know of some that have required 3 months, 6 months, and even a year. I would stay away from those when you're starting until you see, until you learn the ropes and you see what kind of merchandise sells best. Some malls, in addition, charge a commission on everything that's sold. This can range from anywhere from 3% to 15%. I believe the standard is probably somewhere around 10%. My mall charges 3%, which is very reasonable. However, we are required to work 1 day a month in the mall. This is assisting customers, helping to wrap merchandise, helping people bring merchandise out to their cars, things like that. So that is a commitment you would have to make. I do know of some malls that require you to work more than 1 day a week, 1 day a month, excuse me. So be prepared to ask those questions ahead of time. In my mall, if you cannot work 1 day a month, you can pay someone, and they have a list of other vendors that will do additional days. And where I am, it's $35 to pay someone for the additional day. Find out the days and hours of operation. Malls can be open anywhere from 3 days a week to 7 days a week. And of course, the more days they're open, the more exposure your merchandise gets, and the more likely you are to make a sale. I personally do not like having merchandise in a place that's closed 2-3 days a week. My mall happens to be open 7 days a week and on all holidays except major holidays. I believe they're closed Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. They're open on New Year's, they're open on Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. So those days, people tend to like to shop in antique stores. They're off work. They want to do something a little different. So I get more exposure. So be sure and check on that as well. I probably would not want to commit to selling somewhere that's open less than 5 to 6 days a week minimum. My mall is also open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., so check the hours of operation as well. Inquire about any restrictions on types of merchandise you can sell. We all know that although they're called antique malls, they have items that are not antique. Most malls allow antiques, vintage, eclectic, unusual, handmade, primitive, things like that. Many malls do prohibit sales of brand new merchandise in bulk. So if you are thinking of selling something that's new, maybe that you source in bulk, be sure and check and make sure they're going to allow that before you do. I hope this helps you make a decision on whether to open a booth. In future videos, I'm going to give you some tips on where you can find merchandise, do's and don'ts of having an antique booth, and I will share my sales with you as well so you can see how I actually do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and have a very happy new year and good luck on your new venture.